Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just telling you a ghost story, we're actually going to dissect one. We're taking apart a classic tale from India to see exactly how a perfect horror narrative is built, piece by terrifying piece. We have to start with this line, because honestly, it's the single most important clue in the entire story. This is the exact moment that everyday fear turns into pure, supernatural dread. It's the key that unlocks the whole mystery of the entity we're about to meet. All right, so Act 1. Every great horror story needs the right atmosphere, right? Well, ours begins on a stormy, rainy night, with a family from the city arriving at this secluded bungalow, way out in a rural village, right on the edge of a river. I mean, the isolation is something you can feel immediately. And right away, we get our first warning. This is classic horror foreshadowing. The local caretaker, a guy named Bhuvin, tells the family straight up, stay away from the river, especially at night. It's a simple warning, but it just hangs heavy in the air. You know the locals always know more. So this is where things start to get a little weird. See, on their drive-in, the family is positive they saw Bhuvan walking by the river. But when they get to the house, he's already there and says he took a totally different path. He completely denies it was him. So who or what did they see out there in the storm? That sense of unease starts to creep in. So the next morning rolls around and that creepy feeling from the night before, it's about to become cold, hard, terrifying proof. The family finds out that something wasn't just near their house, it was at their house. In the wet mud, there's a clear set of footprints. But here's the chilling part. They aren't leading away from the house to the river. They're leading from the river right up to their door. And this is so crucial in horror. Their safe space, their new home, has already been violated by something unknown. And this is where the mystery just deepens into genuine horror. It's not just that someone was there. The evidence itself is fundamentally wrong. It defies all logic. It is completely unnatural. This is where the local folklore becomes terrifyingly real. Bhuvin explains to the horrified family that if the heels are pointing forward, it means the creature's feet are on backwards, and that is the unmistakable sign of a ghost. So the threat is now established. It's real and it's supernatural. The story now needs to build on that, so it introduces a target, the family's 16-year-old daughter, Sugandha. Down by the river, Sugandha meets this beautiful, mysterious girl. Just look at this description. It's meant to be mesmerizing. This is a classic supernatural lure. The entity doesn't show up as a monster. No, it presents itself as something beautiful and enchanting to draw its victim in. And this beautiful girl makes a very specific and very strange request. She doesn't ask for a name. She doesn't want to be friends. She wants fish. It's such an odd, almost primal demand. And then, just as suddenly as she appeared, she's gone, vanishes, leaving Sugandha totally confused. The story now enters its most terrifying phase. The haunting becomes direct and personal. Sugandha's on her way back from the market. She's all alone, and dusk is starting to fall. I mean, it's the perfect setup for what's about to happen. And notice how brilliantly this is structured. The haunting is a full-on sensory assault. It starts with a smell, then it moves to a visual sensation, this shadow she can't quite see, and finally it moves to sound. This whole progression is designed to just systematically break down her nerve and build up the terror. And then the voice speaks. It's not some random noise. It's the exact same demand the girl at the river made, confirming they're one and the same. The entity knows she's carrying fish from the market, and it wants them. She runs home in absolute terror. So, this brings us to the story's climax. All the clues, the warning, the footprints, the girl, the voice, they have all been leading up to this one, single, horrifying payoff. The setup is so simple, but so effective. A strange noise in the middle of the night pulling a character towards the source of the horror. The suspense is just cranked up to its absolute peak. Her mother walks into the dark kitchen calling her daughter's name. She's expecting a completely normal explanation. You know, maybe a midnight snack. And that sense of normalcy is what makes the reality of what she's about to find 100 times more shocking. And this is the reveal. Sugandha is on the floor, in the dark, just devouring the raw fish from the market. Her mouth, her clothes, they're smeared with blood. She's described as looking like a monster. And that's the crucial point. The entity isn't just haunting them anymore. It has taken possession of their daughter.
Saganda looks up at her mother, but the voice that speaks is not her own. It's the entity. It declares that because Saganda fed it fish, even just by carrying it, it now has a claim on her. This is the story's absolutely devastating final twist.
And this brilliantly puts the final piece of the puzzle into place. The story has been meticulously laying out the calling cards of a very specific creature from Bengali folklore, the MECHO BHOOT, or the fish ghost. The backward feet, the connection to the river, and that all-consuming obsession with fish. Every single clue clicks perfectly into place. Ultimately, this story serves as a fantastic blueprint for how folklore actually works. It takes our deepest fears, the dark, the unknown, the loss of a loved one, and it gives them a name and a set of rules. It's a way to explain the unexplainable, and it leaves you wondering, what other terrifying truths might be hiding in our own local legends?